Paul Thomas Anderson is one of the most exciting filmmakers working today. He has honestly truly changed the way I feel like films have been made, particularly in writing. He's definitely tackled a lot of subjects that most people would consider, like, I would say, taboo, stuff that no other filmmakers would ever think of touching. And I would say that he has opened the floodgates for directors to really tackle these very dark, disturbed characters without really having to worry, oh, do I have to make him likable or sympathetic? I think that is one of the most interesting parts of his films. He'll create a character that you can hate, but it's also so interesting you just can't look away. And it seems right now he's coming for his first Oscar. So I feel like this is the perfect time to look over his movies, get my thoughts to them, and how I rank them. And also, these are my personal thoughts on them. These are not objective thoughts. If you disagree with it, that's okay. Art is subjective. No one's gonna have one singular take on a movie that everyone agrees with. That'd just be kind of silly. So with that in mind, let's get into it. For number 10, we have Inherent Vice. This is one of his most, I would say, interesting movies. As in, I don't think he's ever made a movie quite like it. It definitely has a lot of the character introspectiveness he's very famous for, but it's also such a fever dream of a movie where you don't really know where it's gonna go. And I think for me, I thought I didn't know where it was gonna go. I just could not really vibe with it. I couldn't really get into a rhythm with it. I can understand where some people might be coming from with it, as yeah, it is a very good script. It's very funny, has some very fun characters, but for me, I just couldn't really vibe with it. And for number 9, we have, controversially, One Battle After Another. This movie has been seen by many people. Again, it's only been out for a week by this point, but a lot of people do see this as a masterpiece. I think it's good, not great. I've already explained my thoughts in another video. For me, the problem with the movie is that the characters feel a little shallow. Not that they're shallow. Not to rephrase that. I think there's not enough, I would say, depth to them. It doesn't really explore them. It very much feels like what you see is what you get with the characters. And it doesn't ruin the movie, but for me, I'm looking for a little more in a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. And for that, I did put it, honestly, very low on the list. And for number 8, we have... I feel like this film is kind of overhated by a lot of people. Like, I think people just don't really vibe with it because of its kind of meandering pace. It doesn't really have a clear objective. A little bit like Inherent Vice, but I feel like the characters here are honestly a lot better than Inherent Vice. And honestly, I feel like it does a little more kind of, I guess, character work than One Battle After Another did. Like, I was honestly really intrigued by the character of Alana in the movie, and that was what really kept me going with it. And I feel like if it weren't for that, I maybe wouldn't like it. But I just think it just kind of speaks to me a little bit more than the other 2 movies I already listed. For number 7, we have his first feature film, Hard 8. This definitely is one where he's still trying to figure out his style. This is definitely one where you definitely know that he's kind of experimenting a bit, trying to figure out, okay, what kind of filmmaker do I want to be? But I say for a first feature, it's very good. Again, you definitely see kind of the, I guess, outline of what his filmmaking style would be. The 2 main characters are very interesting. I would not say likable, but they are very interesting to kind of watch. It definitely has a vibe of a Coen Brothers movie, as in there's a lot of ultra violence in it with also some very quirky, odd dialogue. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if honestly the Coen Brothers were a big inspiration for Hard 8. And I love Coen Brothers, so I really like the movie. The characters are really interesting. It definitely goes and definitely tries to figure out why they're doing what they're doing, how they tick, how they became this way, and honestly, I think it's really underrated. For number 6, we have Magnolia. And I don't know if this will be quite as controversial as One Battle After Another, but I like the movie. I just don't think it's a movie I want to like rewatch continually. Like, it is very interesting. Its screenplay is very unorthodox and was a huge influence, I feel like, on a lot of writers going forward. Like, there were so many movies I feel like they were trying to kind of replicate that very I guess connectivity that Paul Thomas Anderson did with Magnolia. I guess my problem with it is that you don't really have a big central character, so it gets a little kind of hard to kind of, I guess, get really invested into it. But it does really come through in the end, and all the characters are really well done. It's definitely a fantastic script. For me though, it's just I'm rating it kind of a little bit lower due to more of on a rewatchability scale. That's honestly just what I think of it. As for number 5, we have Punch Drunk Love. This is one of his more earlier films, and it's still kind of like trying to find its footing, but I don't know. I feel like it's a very, very fun, quirky romance movie. Definitely, and honestly, it's got a really fantastic performance from Adam Sandler. Like, this was, I feel like, his first actual good performance he did in a movie. It's a very interesting character. Definitely, I would say a little, not really big and bombastic, very much more quiet and introspective than I think you would expect from Adam Sandler. And I don't know, it's just got a really great cast. Felix Seymour Hoffman, this is his first collaboration with Paul Thomas Anderson, and he is fantastic in this movie. Honestly, for the small screen time he does get, he completely steals the show. Maybe not like one of his all-time greats, but for me, I don't know, just kind of connected with me on a personal level. And for number 4, we have Phantom Thread. This movie is honestly very, very good. It's got some excellent costume design, an excellent lead performance from Daniel Day-Lewis. It's also, I would say, kind of hard to watch at times, as this is, I feel like, it's probably compared to some of his other, say, like romance movies like Punch Drunk Love and Licorice Pizza. It's honestly very disturbing romance, and the ending is definitely one where you're definitely kind of, I'm gonna say shocked, but you're just like, you can't quite believe what has happened in it, and you're honestly, there is that feeling of, I guess, dirtiness in you. It's definitely, I feel like it's definitely one of these endings that are a bit more, I would say, controversial, at least in my opinion. Very good movie, but again, the ending is where it kind of loses me a bit. And for number 3, we have Boogie Nights. What many would argue is his best movie. And yeah, people are right about it. This I feel like has a lot more of a strong central focus than I feel like Magnolia had. All the characters are really great. Not all of them get a lot of screen time, but for the time screen you do get a good sense of what their characters are. It's definitely, I feel like, I would say is most ambitious, at least in subject matter. Like, this tackles a very taboo industry and tries to look at it in, honestly, a positive light, which I think was definitely very admirable for the time. Like, some of the actors, like, straight up refused to watch this movie because of the subject matter. But again, some great performances, a fantastic screenplay, and honestly just a overall good movie. No, a great movie. This is, I would say, probably of his earlier films, his best. And for number 2, The Master. This, I would say, it's definitely his best character work. Like, the two leads in the movie are truly some of the best characters, I feel like, of the 2010s in film. There's just this, I don't know, it's just the relationship with them is just so unorthodox and interesting. You're just on the edge of your seat wanting to see what they do next. I don't know, and these are very, I would say, unlikable characters. Like, they are awful people, but again, I said, they are so interesting. You do want to kind of figure out, why are they this way? And I don't know, just for me, I would say these are my favorite characters he's ever written. I'm saying on that, just a great movie, great characters, fantastic cinematography. Overall, just great movie. And for number 1, we have Big Shock, There Will Be Blood. This is a movie that Paul Thomas Anderson should have won an Oscar for. The writing, the direction, Daniel Day-Lewis's incredible performance. Wow, it's just a movie that hits on all cylinders. And again, for many people, Daniel Plainview is one of the best villains of cinema, and rightfully so. Like, they don't really try to, I would say, he's very much a monster in many respects, but unlike someone where you do kind of just like, oh, get this guy off the screen, you can't look away from him. You want to know what he's going to do. Every second, it feels like he's in control. And when he loses control, you are thinking, okay, what are you going to do next? It is just so captivating. You can't take your eyes off it. Definitely, I would say, next to one battle after another, the biggest in scale. Like, I don't know, it's kind of shocking, particularly when you look at his other movies, that he made this specific movie. Like, he went all out on this. And yeah, honestly, this is his best movie. There's no question about it for me. For me, fantastic performance, fantastic cinematography, fantastic score, fantastic direction, fantastic writing. Everything in it is fantastic. There is not a single thing I think is bad in this movie. And overall, those are my thoughts on it. Do you agree? Do you, honestly, this is probably going to be mostly true for a lot of people, disagree? If so, what would be your picks?